I'll start my introduction now. Okay. So I'm Jessica Chavez, and as you may know, I'm a high school senior at the School of Social Justice in downtown Los Angeles. And my school focuses a lot on the idea of equality and equity, the concept, that all humans deserve equal access and equal dignity. For example, women are now working with men, going to school amongst men, and even going to combat with men. And however, despite these accomplishments, I found it interesting how women were still remain segregated in a certain part of society, which was professional sports, where they actually have their own. Do you feel marginalized as a woman by being forced into a segregated league, or is it empowering? Do you feel it provides women athletes with a greater opportunity to stand out?
I think that having our own league showcases our best talents. We are not the female version of the NBA. We are a completely different, it's the same sport, but played a very different way. We really focus on fundamental basketball. And yes, dunks and Lob City and all of that is fun to watch. But the fundamentals of why any child, any person, any human, regardless of gender, plays a team sport, most of the time it's not to become a professional athlete, right? Most of the time we put our kids, I have a 5-year-old son, most of the time we put our kids into team sports to teach them discipline, to teach them character, to teach them teamwork, to teach them football. So yeah, there are some challenges. It's a complicated situation. But I think at the end of the day, being able to showcase the women's game for all the beauty that it is, also it supports what we are and who we are at our
Over a week ago, 5 members of the U.S. women's national soccer team, including stars like Hope Solo, Carly Lloyd, and Alex Morgan, filed the wage discrimination action against the U.S. Soccer Federation. They claimed the star Candace Parker. Last year, she received a salary of $210,000. And D'Angelo Russell, as you know, he's a rising star for the Los Angeles Lakers and a rookie. He will be receiving $5 million this year. So, there's a huge gap in between. And I wanted to know, what are your thoughts in regard to this pay inequality, and what do you think it means for women athletes?
Great question. What we have to do as a society is elevate that visibility so that way we're getting the same TV contracts that the NBA is getting, and that we are getting the same sponsorship partnerships that the NCAA bring in enough to be able to pay out some amazing stars. But fundamentally, you're right. It should be equal pay for equal work. And so the question becomes less about each individual team and what they're in. The league as a whole we have a salary cap. And so it's more of, how do we as a society elevate the women's game to the equal status of men's game, so that way we can bring in the revenue, so that way financially it can all even out. And so soccer's already there, right? So the women have brought that in, so they're already there. So heck yes, they should be getting equal pay, right? Yeah. And so how do we elevate our league and the deals that bring in the revenue to that, so that these amazing athletes can get what's due to them, right? Whereas our budgets are not even slightly, they're very different here for us, and so it does make it hard. So we depend a lot more on grassroots marketing, on digital and social, and just really getting the community behind it. And some of the things that people are still saying in 2015 and 16 about women athletes is just beyond. I had with me, and we're waiting to everybody, and over to the side was a gentleman whom he had a sign. He was just really angry and just hate-filled language spewing out. And then when we came, he was like, "Women shouldn't be on the basketball court." And I'm literally like, I had to really just remember what year I was in, and because no young girl should ever be told she can't do anything that she wants to, period. It's her choice. And whether it's a factor of gender or age or opportunity, that's what we are continually fighting against. And we're celebrating our 20th season. The league has been here for 20 years, and we're still fighting this fight for you. These girls can ball. And the quality of play is up there with our male counterparts every single day. So there's still those battles that we have to fight. But
so my last and final question: How can young women athletes succeed in this gendered system and at the same time try to improve it?
Be the best they possibly can be at their game. Don't back down from a challenge, right? But also don't deny us as women, right? So I think it was run like a girl, throw like a girl, all of that, because for so long that became a negative connotation, right? And so I think that we shouldn't aspire to be like Mike or like Irvin or, like Magic or like Kobe. We should aspire to be like a Candace. And I think we need to, really help our young girls, because a lot of times if you were to go to a high school today and those girls that are really playing ball and really looking to continue their career in college, if you said, who's your favorite player, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a boy. It's going to be a man. I love the fact that I am a girl baller. And I aspire to be a Candace or a Neko or a Jen. Because if we as women can't come together and embrace it and celebrate it, then there's no way that we can get our male counterparts to do it either, right? So we really have to, and that's actually what our campaign for We Are Women is this year, is who will you show up for? So if I, Christine, don't show up for Jessica, then how can I ask John over there to do it too, right? So we as women have to show up for each other, and men have to show up for us too. So as we talk about, female athletes, be the best athlete, period, but be proud that you're a female athlete too. And you can do both, right? So you can be the best. When you look at stats, you're looking at numbers. You're not looking at gender, right? And be the best athlete that you can, but also be proud that you're a girl.